Hey everyone, this is George Couros. Welcome back to another episode of the Innovators Mindset Podcast. And I'm just going to do a short one today. I want to read a quote to you from a book called The Pivot Year by Brianna Wiest. And you can actually see the link to the book down below. It is a book that basically is 365 different entries, just giving you something to think about. And every time I'm kind of feeling a little bit off or I'm struggling, because it is something you could read throughout the year, day by day, but I don't tend to do that. I feel like I go to this book when I just need a little jolt, when I need a little inspiration. So I do recommend it. Some of it is kind of, it is what it is. Some of it is really helpful, but there was one piece today that I read that stuck out to me, and it made me think about some of the things that I've experienced in my life. And I just wanted to share it with you all today and why it matters so much. And so the quote is this. It is page 245, so it's the 245th day. I'm actually wondering how close it is because I'm recording this on September 26th. And we shares, you have to decide what you're willing to miss out on. Will you be the artist missing nights of sleep, working after their day job? Will you miss being out with your friends? Will you miss your potential? Will you miss the world? Will you miss the safe space you called home? The truth is that every decision comes with a parallel sacrifice of some sort. Something you won't know and can't know. As much as you have to decide what's worth trying for, you also have to decide what's worth letting go of. This really hit me hard because there are many things I'm very proud of in my life that I've achieved, but I also know it has come at the expense of some things, whether it's friendships, whether it's maybe some fun I could have had at certain times in my life where I chose to work and try to create what I have now. What did I miss out on? And I think it's something in all honesty, I would love to tell you that I don't regret it for a second because I'm so happy where I am now. And I'm not that person. I'm not going to lie to you. There's sometimes I wish that I could maybe have taken a different path and what would my life look like then? And I share this with you all, not as some pity party, not for you to feel bad for me at all, but I think that you can look at any stage of your life, at any point of your life, and you can think about what you wish you would have done at that time. And could you have maybe, some of you might be thinking like, I would like to have more of A, B, and C, and I lost out on these things. Every part of our life, we make decisions on things that we do and ultimately things that we no longer do. Instead of kind of focusing on what you have lost in the past because of it, and this is why I'm sharing this with you all, because I'm trying to like reflect on this myself, you always have an opportunity to create what you want at this time. I'll give you an example, and it's kind of maybe meaningless to you, but meaningful to me, and that's why I share it with y'all. I always wanted to learn to play the piano. And I know it seems like such a little thing, but when my daughter wanted to start playing the piano, I think she was about 7 or 8 years old, I decided, why can't I do this now? Why can't I start playing the piano? And so there's so many times in my life where I just felt I didn't have time for something in my life that I didn't do. And instead of thinking back on that time and saying, well, that moment's gone, I started playing the piano when I was 49 years old, and it is something that I look forward to. I try to play at least 10 minutes a day, and I'll tell you, the more I play, the better I get. And I love just kind of figuring out a song. It's like a little bit of a puzzle, but it's the same thing with your dreams, with your goals, with maybe your relationships. Maybe you have let a relationship go in the past that you wish you could have had more time with, that you wish you could have, invested in a little bit more. Maybe it's a friendship. Maybe it's a family member. So why not do that today? You can talk about what you've missed out on in the past, but you actually have a present and a future that you can take care of those things. So what I've really tried to focus on is some of those things that I wish I would have spent more time focusing on in the past. Instead of living a life of regret, I really try to be present and purposeful and say, can I do some of those things right now? Maybe you wanted to aspire and create some dream job. You wanted to pursue a passion for work, and you think, you know what? I'm at a certain age. That time is gone. Who says? Who decides that for you? Because ultimately, it is not anyone else other than yourself. And I think for me, I want to spend as much time really kind of fostering some of the relationships that I might have lost in the past that I might not have invested in as much as I had. I share this story often. I would tell you, and I feel horrible saying this, but I've said it to groups, so I think I can say it on a podcast, that when my daughter Kalia was really young, I didn't spend as much time with her and I wasn't as present as I am today. And I was way more so with my daughter Georgia and my son Marino. And I'm always grateful that I figured this out earlier rather than way too late, because way too late, you do not get this opportunity back. So, yes, you have made sacrifices to be where you are today, and you can resent them, you can feel bad about them, but it doesn't mean that you just have to let them be. Figure out what are those things that you really want in life and understand there is always time, if you are still breathing, to actually make those things happen. It's just something I thought about because I know it is so easy. We always talk about, working towards our goals, working towards our dreams. And, as we shares, you do make sacrifices, in that pursuit. But if you feel you've lost something that you wish you could have more of, then actually have more of it. Try to take some time to foster the things that you've missed on the past. The thing that I know as I get older is that most of my regrets are not the things I've done in the past or things I wish I would have done. But what I also know is that if there's time, I can still do those things. So I just wanted to share that with you. It's something that kind of hit me like a truck when I was reading this for an inspiration. I don't know if it made me feel better or worse, but it did make me feel I could do something. And so I wanted to share that reflection with you. I so appreciate you being here with me today. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks for all you do. Take care.